What's going on, guys? This is Alex here with 814 EDC, and I am ready to do my full review on the next Kyle J. Landsphere, aka Red Wolf EDC loaner knife that he sent out to me, and that is the Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2. Now, I chose this one to check out because I had heard a lot of good things about it, especially from an ergo standpoint, and how much, how good of a worker knife it was, and it was something that I wanted to check out, and Kyle was gracious enough to send this along with the Benchmade 940 that you guys saw yesterday if you watched that video, and the Microtech LUDT, which is tomorrow's video. But speaking about the Gayle Bradley 2, this obviously is a Spyderco design. This blade steel is in CPM M4, which is really, really cool. I've heard a lot of good things about M4, and I think this is my first one in M4. Well, actually, the Benchmade was technically, because they both were M4. But this is a Taichung Taiwan model. And then you have their Gayle Bradley Weatherford, which is the designer of this knife. So from the factory, these don't come with the micarta scales or this clip. This is a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip, which is awesome. I love Lynch clips. I think they should just come standard on Spydercos at this point. They do a lot of good things for the Spyderco community. But the GB2 comes with, like, the way I've heard it described in videos, it's basically like carbon fiber and G10 like put together. I heard it's not really that nice, especially coming from Taiwan, which produces a lot of Spyderco's nicer models and sort of upscale models. So I don't know if Kyle put these micarta scales on or if he bought them like this, but I like them. If I were to get a GB2, again with the flies, guys, these outdoor videos recently have been bombarded with bugs. But if I were to buy a GB2, I would definitely throw some micarta scales on there. I think they look really good. There is a little bit of skeletonizing going on. There's some circular cutouts from both sides, and this is a liner lock knife. The blade shape is just a real simple sort of drop point, but it's very long. But I love how it looks. I think it looks very cool. It's such a usable blade. It's very thin behind the edge. This thing is a phenomenal slicer. From the paper and like one piece of cardboard I cut with it just to test it out. Yeah, I think the blade shape is very, very cool looking. Overall, the knife looks good to me, in my opinion. I think it's a very usable knife, a very utilitarian design. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else with materials that I'm missing. I guess a flat grind, I think. Again, I'm not very good with the grinds. Feels like it could be flat or hollow, but it's very thin behind the edge. Very, very slicey. So yeah, that's materials. And it also has a Spidey hole for deployment. Now next is action. And this is where I do have a gripe with the knife, and I've heard a lot of other people have too. So you do have a Spidey hole here, as you can see, but if you also notice, the scale is taking up part of the Spidey hole, and that happens on both sides of the knife, and that really impedes the opening. I mean, for me and a lot of other people, because when I go to use my thumb, I have to the thumb's not as bad because I can grab the outside edge and just flick it open. See, but then I do it again. Yeah, see, I don't. If I concentrate enough on it, I'll do it. There we go. Same with middle finger flick. You just have to find the right area for your finger to kind of go into the hole, because you don't have the whole access. You don't have the whole hole access because there's parts of it cut off with the scales. Pardon me, I'm a little parched. But that just impedes. Sometimes you don't get all of it, which now I will. But middle finger flicking is one of my favorite things to do with a knife. And you can with this knife, you just have to, like I said, get your finger in the right location and just really dig your fingernail in there and it'll fly out. The action itself is good. I did drop a little bit of KPL in there because it was getting a little smushed up in there. And it's a good action. It's on washers. As you guys can see, the liner lock right here, it falls and hits my thumb, shake once. Falls and hits my thumb, shake once. And it's very smooth. It's a very smooth knife. I I think if I were to get one, and I've again seen other people do this, I think they'll take and they'll like Dremel out these portions that fit into the hole to make it so you can get your whole thumb in there. And I heard it makes it a lot better for fidgeting and for opening and stuff like that. But when the action goes, it's good. It's smooth. It's very reliable. It's fun to fidget with when you can get in a groove of where to put your finger and stuff like that. When you do that, it's not as fun. I got it that time. So yeah, action's good. It's not drop shutty or anything, but it drops to your finger, which is good. I mean, I think that's good enough for me. So yeah, action is good. Next is ergos, and this is where this knife really kind of shines through, I think. The handle scales, very neutral. You have sort of a finger dip right here where your pointer finger can go. You do have some jimping on the back here, as well as the liner lock. And this knife is extremely comfortable. It kind of met my expectations for it because I knew how comfortable it was supposed to be from other people and from other reviews. And again, it met my expectations. I think that this thing feels very good in hand. I just feel like with the ergos mixed with the slicey blade, I just feel like I can do a lot of work with this knife. The tip is thin, so you wouldn't want to like pry on anything with it. Again, you don't want to pry on anything with any knife, but it's so comfortable in a saber grip, in a hammer grip. Now the pot clip does add a little bit of, height to it, being the lynch clip. That's just how lynch clips are. But the way my hand goes in here, it kind of just molds into one of my crevices when my hands are closed up like this. And I can't feel it really. So I'd rather feel this pot clip a little bit and have the deep carry ability than have their stupid spoon clip on here. But we'll talk about that in carry. Stay on ergos, Alex. I'm digressing a little bit. But yeah, ergos are good. It fits my hand very well. I just get a great purchase on it. I feel like I want to do a lot of work with it, and I feel like that's kind of the beauty of this knife. I've heard somewhere that they said the GB2 is a better folder work knife than like the PM2, especially when you mix the awesome ergos with the M4 blade steel. You just have a very good combination for everything, and ergos are awesome. Can't say enough good things about the ergos with this knife. It's very comfortable, no rough edges. The micarta is very nice, very at this point it's very oiled up and used. I don't know if Kyle used this or if he bought it like this, but it's very comfortable, very soft to the touch, not sharp or anything like that, not ragged. So ergos are good. Next is carry, and carry with the lynch clip definitely is improved quite a bit. Actually a lot of it, because you can basically put this thing in your pants and it's gonna basically get swallowed up by them, where before you're probably gonna have a good old chunk of knife sticking out with the spoon clip that Spyderco provides, which again is terrible. And this thing isn't a super lightweight knife, but I don't think it's trying to be. I mean, you have full steel liners. You have a little bit of skeletonizing going on, but again, full steel liners. But there's no sharp edges, so it's in pocket. It's very comfortable in pocket, and for it being not super lightweight, I can't really feel what's there. I've carried this knife more than the 940. I've carried it to work probably 4 or 5 times. Haven't really cut anything with it, but just I like to carry it, and I fidget with it during lunch and stuff like that. So I have carried this during like a work day, and it functioned well. It functioned well in the pocket. It's a good carry. And like I said, lynch clips should come standard on Spydercos. Basically, if you buy a Spyderco, you're already 95% of the people that buy Spydercos, you're probably already have a lynch clip. You buy the knife and then you go right to lynch and buy it, or vice versa. They're kind of a package deal at this point, and that's for very good reason, because lynch makes awesome clips that Spyderco, at this point, I think they're just comfortable with not putting deep carry clips on their knives, except for the wire clips, because they know lynch just has them available when they're gonna sell them. So But at the end of the day, carry is good. Not super lightweight, but it doesn't need to be. It's not trying to be. And yeah, for the size of the knife, it fits in pocket very, very well. So that takes me to my last price point, or my last category, and that is price point and would I recommend this knife. I think I would recommend this knife. I think the ergos are good. I think the blade steel is good. The blade grind is good. It's a laser beam. If you get some micarta scales for it, a deep carry clip, and you're in business. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know what these retail for from the factory. That's something I probably should have known, but I just realized I never looked that up. But I've seen these on the secondary from anywhere from $2 to $250. That's what they go for the secondary. So I think from the factory they're probably $175, I would have to guess. I could be completely wrong with that, and I feel kind of stupid I didn't look that up, but it was something that I just slipped my mind. And normally I know what Spydercos go for, but this is kind of a newer Spyderco to me, so I apologize for not knowing the exact retail value. But like I said, I do see these on the secondary a lot for in between $2 and $250, depending on if they have aftermarket scales and have an aftermarket pocket clip. It's late, guys. Long work day. But I would recommend this knife. Does that mean I'm going to go out and buy one? Probably not. I have other knives that fit the realm of work knives, and I just don't feel the need to go out and buy this. But I'm sure as hell glad I got to experience it and got to, check out what a GB2 was, because I had just heard a lot about it, and I really wanted to see it for what it was. And I think that this was the perfect model for me with the Lynch clip and the micarta scales. So, would I recommend it? Yes. Do I see myself buying it? Probably not, at least in the near future. Maybe I'll come back around to it and say, oh, that's a really good knife. I think I want to add that to my collection, but you never know what the future holds. So, but that's it for today, guys, for this video. I really don't have anything else to say about this knife. Again, huge shout out to Kyle J. Landsphere, Red Wolf EDC. Thank you so much, Kyle. It was so generous of you to send out this and the Benchmade and the Microtech. I really, really appreciate you, dude. And again, I'm glad we're buddies in the Black Widow pass around group. So I will leave a link to Kyle's channel and his Instagram page down in the description below. Go check him out as always. Go tell him I sent you. Go check out his content. Kyle's a great guy. Can't say that enough. Really, anybody that I've mentioned on my channel that I've become friends with, or that has loaned knives to me, or that has given knives to me, are fantastic people. Knife guys, I've found out, are some of the awesomest and some of the nicest people on the planet, and that's just from even talking to them over Instagram and Facebook. Like, I would consider some of them pretty close friends at this point, so you guys know who you are. But yeah, again, Kyle, thank you so much. And that's it for today, guys. I know I'm kind of trying to make sure I'm wrapping everything up and I'm not forgetting anything. I think that's it. So check out tomorrow's video. You guys will be seeing the Microtech LUDT, and check out yesterday's video if you didn't happen to see that. It's the Benchmade 940 Blade HQ exclusive, also from Kyle. And yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping back in and for watching my video and for checking out my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.